Welcome back to my videos. Today I'm going to go over adding a heating element to a battery, to a lithium iron phosphate battery, so that it can charge even in the cold weather, so that it doesn't have to even worry about the cold temperature charge protection. But what I've done so far, I got a couple little heating pads off of Amazon, these little 12 volt 7 watt flexible polyamide little heat pads. If you look at them right there, I already stuck them to the battery on the bottom. That's going to be the bottom of the battery that's sitting against the floor of the van. And I'm going to connect them all in parallel, so they'll each be eating the full 12 volts. And they're 7 watts each. So we'll be looking at 28 watts of heat right there, which should be plenty. The battery kind of sits down in that little area right there. There is insulation underneath that, so the floor is insulated, and it's actually heated right there to make sure that this water tank, 50-gallon water tank, doesn't ever freeze. So without these heating pads, I think we would be totally fine, but with them, it's pretty much a guarantee. We're gonna have two heat sources. And then there's a third fail-safe. I have this Victron smart battery sense monitor tied in with my Victron MPPT solar charge controller to stop charging if it gets to anywhere below 5 degrees Celsius, and then it just cuts off charging. So that shouldn't ever happen, because I've got a heater here that's going to keep it at well, above that, probably keep it at 45 degrees or so it doesn't get anywhere close to freezing and never has to have an issue. I'm going to hook these little heating elements up. I'm going to, like I said, wire those in parallel. So I'll have just 2 things coming out to get the power. Those are going to be controlled by this little 20 amp DC 12 volt charge, thermostat. So I'm going to hook up the leads for that. I've got a diagram going over how those are connected. I'll put that in the video for you to see. And then that's just going to be connected to power on the van with this fused power strip that I got from one of those cigarette lighter adapters that I have. I've got several plugged in the van in different spots. There's one right there. I have probably 10 of those throughout the van, but I didn't use these wires very much. So I've got a leftover one with a fuse. Gonna have that be what supplies this power. Since it's only 28 watts of heat, we're only needing about 3 amps of power. So this will be way more than we need, but it definitely won't blow a fuse, and we should have no issues. So I'm going to start working that up, and I'll get it put together a little bit more and show you some progress. But that's the goal for this video. I'm just kind of showing you a simple way to hook up a little backup heat pad for your battery, a cheap Chinese battery. I've already done a video on it. It runs it pulls the full amperage, and pretty good deal. I got it was $500, 150 amp hour. So anyway, I'll show you some progress. All right, so here's the wiring, how I have it set up. This is your ground coming in. This is power coming in. It's just splitting off of this one. So this is set up in 2 different ways. You can either have it be all 12 volt, in which case power in and power switching power will be the same 12 volts. The other option is you can have 12 volt power coming in here just to power the switch, and then this can be anywhere from whatever voltage up to 250 volts, and that'll be your power coming in, and it'll switch it to power out when the thermostat kicks on, and it's up to 20 amps, it says right there on it. But the way that this is all going to be 12 volt. So I just have power in and the 12 volt connected together with this little jumper, and then power out goes directly to the little heat elements. And then the 12 volt ties into this splitter. One will be connecting to the van's power, the other will be connecting to the other lead on the power pack. So these two leads are what are going to turn on the heat right there. And I'll show you how that looks. Well, there's that little thermostat installed, ready to go, all connected to the battery. Right there is our EcoWorthy 150 amp hour 12 volt battery. I'm gonna zoom out a little bit so you guys can maybe focus a little better. But anyway, so that's what we got going on. There's the thermostat, has a little temperature probe attached to the battery to make sure that it's always at the right, at least over 5 degrees Celsius. And then, yeah, it will be good to go. I'm not too worried about this battery at all. Right now it's currently at 28.2 degrees Celsius. We also have, like we've mentioned before, the Victron battery monitor, SmartSense battery monitor with the thermometer on it, so that it'll cut off power, cut off charging if it gets too cold, but I don't think that's going to be an issue. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. And well, that's a wrap. Hope you guys enjoyed. That's a quick way to install a heater on a battery to make it so that it will not need to do a low temperature charge protection. It'll just be able to charge because it'll keep it at the right temperature, keep it from getting too cold. Hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to like and subscribe, and we'll catch you on the next one.